I love pattern and I love color, so I'm always looking to nature because nature does it best in terms of color and color combinations. I'm always fascinated by repeated pattern in nature, leaf formation on stems, how they overlap, how that all works. So I take those ideas, I take lots of photographs, I do lots of drawings, and then I kind of bring them into the studio and see how I can use it in the glasswork. I grew up in a household of artists. Both my parents are art teachers, and my mum was a stay-at-home mum but did ceramics at home, and my dad taught art in the high school. We had a dark room in the house, we had painting supplies all the time, we had drawing, I had access to clay, I mean everything. So I have absorbed visual information and three-dimensional information probably all my life. And I think it's just a combination of having access to it and then spending time with it and developing it, obviously. It's just all in there. It just has to come out somehow. I did do my degree at a degree in visual arts at the University of Victoria, and I did a master's degree in art therapy in North Vancouver. And I started basically in the gallery space and doing sales and answering people's questions as they were watching the process. So I learned the gallery side of things first and the selling side of glass. I also learned how to blow glass with words before I actually touched the material, and that I'd answered so many questions by the public that I felt like I knew what I was doing. I started making jewelry with bits off the floor, then put myself through both my degrees selling jewelry. Yeah, it started then, I guess, 85. Oh, it's very rewarding for somebody to come along and be excited about what it is you're making or what you've done. I spend time looking at things. I draw forms, shapes, three-dimensionally on paper before I go into the studio. A lot of that is to problem solve, to think through the actual process of blowing, and also to be able to articulate that with whoever I'm working with. A lot of these pieces require two people to make them, so I'm working quite closely with somebody. I did a whole series on butterflies after going to Butterfly World for the first time here in Victoria. I took the patterns and the color scheme from one of the butterflies. So it kind of, I mean, that was definitely a big jumping off point for the Marini work. And then it's traveled and morphed and changed over time. Heather called and asked to look at some pieces and to have my work in the gallery. That was about 3 years ago, and it's been a great relationship ever since. We've tried many of my different designs and styles of pieces, and we've found things that have worked in her space, and it's just been a great relationship. Well, I put a lot of heart and soul in my pieces. I live my pieces. They're every day. They're how I garden in my garden. They're reflective of everything I do. They're a big piece of me. My name's Lisa Samphire, and I'm a glass blower that lives in Victoria, British Columbia.